Well, good Monday evening, everyone. I'm Ren Wadsworth in for John Martin tonight. We'll get started here with Chief Meteorologist Tracy Smith. You see her right there with our first check of the forecast tonight. What are we looking at tonight, Tracy?
Well, for most of the afternoon and evening, we were looking at some strong storms moving through eastern Montana, even northeastern Wyoming. The bulk of our severe thunderstorm watch was out of north central Montana. That did expire at 10 p.m. this evening, and even those strong gusty winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour have since calmed down. We are still expected to see some passing showers and thunderstorms, but mostly along the Montana-Wyoming border into areas also across the High Line. As we take a closer look at your overnight planner, we are expected to see clear skies. Remember, there is a chance to see passing showers and thunderstorms once again as we get into tomorrow afternoon. So Livingston looking at that chance again, once again around at noon. Mostly clear skies. Otherwise at Billings and Miles City, we are expected to see some areas of fog with daytime highs tomorrow increasing once again. We're going to be anywhere between the mid 80s to even upper 90s, possibly triple digits there out of the Hardin area. And of course, we've got your full weather forecast coming up here shortly.
Alrighty, thank you for that, Tracy. Night one of the Democrats' time in the spotlight as the Democratic National Convention in Chicago opens up with Hillary Clinton and President Joe Biden passing the torch to nominee Kamala Harris. Brian Abell shares highlights from the big night and former President Donald Trump's response.
This is going to be a great week.
The Chicago crowd erupting as Vice President Kamala Harris surprised many at night one of the Democratic National Convention with an on-stage appearance. Harris thanking President Biden.
Joe, thank you for your historic leadership, for your lifetime of service to our nation.
The other speakers for night one throwing their support behind Harris.
We deserve a president who is tough, not just tough talking.
Over the next 78 days, we will have to pour every ounce, every minute, every moment into making history on November 5th.
The last female nominee for Democrats and the first female nominee of a major political party, Hillary Clinton addressing the proverbial glass ceiling she herself failed to fully shatter.
On the other side of that glass ceiling is Kamala Harris, raising her hand and taking the oath of office as our 47th President of the United States.
Meanwhile, Republican nominee and former President Donald Trump in battleground Pennsylvania, one of 5 battleground states he'll campaign in this week.
Kamala Harris is an economy wrecker and a country destroyer.
Now the DNC continues to day 2 with headliner former President Barack Obama. In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
Sweetgrass County High School says today they will no longer be providing breakfast and lunch for students through the 2024-2025 school year. Superintendent Corey Austin sent out a letter saying that due to staffing issues, they simply can't provide meals for students. They're looking for 1 head cook and 2 assistant cooks right now to fill the gaps. And anyone interested in applying can contact the front office there at the number on your screen right now or at 406-932-5993. And a reminder now for Laurel students and parents that tomorrow the Rock Church is hosting a back-to-school expo. There they'll have school supplies to pick up if you need them from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. They'll also have a clothing drive, bicycle repair, haircuts, dental checkups, and more. We're also told there's a chance to win some prizes, so parents of students, make sure to stop by. Alrighty, Bobcat or Grizz, moving into your dorm room or helping your kid move into their dorm room can be a very exciting and emotional time. In case you missed it, Elena Margot heard from both universities about all the feelings that this experience brings out in students, parents, and staff.
Hauling boxes around is probably the only not fun part of college move-in day, but this time of year does bring up all the feels for families saying see you later.
At MSU and UM, about 3/4 of students moving into dorms are new to campus, and the programming for these students is jam-packed.
learning where their classrooms are at and where the bathrooms are at, but they're also getting embedded in the communities through service projects. We partner with organizations like the Paddleheads. We do trail maintenance.
And the students aren't the only ones that universities are supporting with activities on campus.
Something new we did this year is we have stations set up in all our residence halls for parents or family members to write a quick note to their student that we'll deliver about week 4. We know students tend to get homesick then, you're back into the routine, and we want parents to have a way to kind of encourage them and continue to support them from a distance.
And both the campuses and towns welcome students in with open arms on move-in days.
Not only the MSU community, including athletics, the administration, the faculty, but we also get community volunteers coming in, giving their time to MSU to help make sure that our students feel welcome in Bozeman.
One UM student arriving to campus this week doesn't know anybody ahead of this semester.
I'm from Burnsville, Minnesota, and I'm going to be a freshman. I'm just here alone. I know my roommate from Instagram, but that's all I know. I meet her tomorrow.
Her family was there with her for an emotional send-off.
Dora is my first child going to college. I have all the feels. I am super excited for her. I think she'll have a really good time, but I'm very sad for us.
Right now I feel really uneasy, but it's exciting. But I think once I'm settled in, it'll be fun.
With Montana's newest Bobcats and Grizzlies getting settled in these special spots, the upcoming school year is bound to be memorable. With Nonstop Local, I'm Elena Margot.
Alrighty, thank you so much for that, Elena. In a traffic alert tonight, more construction is being done along the Billings Bypass Railroad overpass. And the Department of Transportation says there will be some closures on Colson Road while that's happening. According to MDT, contractors are preparing to install bridge girders over Colson Road along the bypass. Starting tonight, Colson will be closed to the traveling public from Johnson Lane to Colson Road East from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. for the next few days. MDT asks that the public use the detour from Old Hardin Road to Dickey Road during those hours. You can learn more about the Billings Bypass project and view their construction camera and MDT's website that is up on your screen right now. Now, if the name Black Dagger Tattoo sounds familiar, there's a good reason as to why. For nearly a decade now, the traditional tattoo parlor has created an undeniable presence in the city of Billings. With artists both local and from other states, the shop has earned a solid reputation, reliable clientele, and recently a bit of a rebrand. Black Dagger says they've changed their space approach and their approach to the community as well as their standards. That's inspired them to change their title from Black Dagger to Heartfelt Club Tattoo.
We've been down here 8 years and it's just time for a change of pace and, trying to set a new standard for tattooing downtown and what a shop should look like and how a space should feel. Starting to just implement more like strict policies about like the things that we think should just be standard in a tattoo shop.
Now, while the name may have changed, Heartfelt's artists' dedication to their craft and clients remain the same. As soon as the shop completed their upgrades, they held a complete welcome party offering some insight of the high-quality service they deliver and the welcoming presence that's been created for both well-versed and new clients to experience. Now, Billings is built on the backs of millions of incredible people, and Mount View Cemetery is helping you discover the rich history of the Montana frontier with a self-guided tour. I took a tour myself to find out more. In cemeteries, you can walk through history, and with some guidance, you can stroll amongst the women who helped pioneer the Magic City. The city of Billings hopes to introduce its current residents to some of its most prominent people of the past. In their second self-guided tour series, 5 female figures are featured in Mount View Cemetery who helped shape the city of Billings.
So we really focus this time on the pioneer women, and 'cause they did make some remarkable contributions. The first registered nurse here, the first female minister, some real trailblazers. So it's awesome to be able to kind of share their story, and it's just not all men who made it where we live.
Both a paper and digital copy of the tour are available now, and there is no end date for the tour itself. Inside the tour pamphlets is a biography about each trailblazing individual. so you can learn their life while searching for the final resting place of our pioneers of the past. Now, while I was speaking with Brandon, he also told me a big reason he was hoping to start this kind of guided tour project, this is the second one they've had, is to start bringing people to cemeteries and kind of get them used to being used as a community space. And as you could probably see, Mount View is gorgeous.
Absolutely. I think when people go to cemeteries, it's for a very personal reason. But if you take that time to even just kind of go beyond what brought you there, it's kind of fascinating to take a look at some of the headstones, the stories that are written on there, the dates that are written on there. And if you usually go with somebody who's grown up in that community, it's just so fascinating, the stories that they have to tell, you know, no matter how long ago it was.
Definitely, and this is what's great, and again, Brandon was talking about, you know, people who are new to Billings, this is an opportunity for them to kind of get an insider look about some of Billings' most prominent historical figures. So it's just a really cool opportunity that anyone can really do anytime they want, especially as it's cooling down finally.
Absolutely. I think that's a good addition that we've got going on here in the Billings area.
Definitely. And speaking of cooling down, we're going to get to some more weather right after this, so stay tuned.
Get news and weather anytime on nonstoplocal.com. We're on it.